Hey, 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 everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to the happy hour.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Heather. Yay.
Oh,
Let me tell you how today was in one sentence. 10 minutes ago, Kevin said to me, "Have you had a glass of wine yet?"
oh.
Yeah. Um, I have a sick kitty cat. Today is Miss Esme's. Let's just go all in on Crazy Cat Lady. Today is Miss Esme's 16th birthday. Sweet
Oh.
16, Moo Moo. And Tiberius has basically a urinary tract infection, which between the emergency vet and replacing my mattress.
Not the mattress. Oh my God. Oh no.
I've done so much laundry. The one thing I have to say, this is where Kevin comes in clutch because he's such an animal lover that you would expect, oh, we lost Lamar. Come back, Lamar. You know, this ain't my first husband, and I have listened to some bullshit from some men complaining about some animals. This one is like, well, what are you going to do? He's getting old. He can't help it. Let's put it in the washing machine and keep going. Which let me just say, that's the baseline of how a human being should act. The fact that I noticed that and give him flowers for that tells you the kinds of.
That is so.
Yes.
That is so wonderful. Because there are people that can't even handle normal animal behavior.
Yeah, I had one of those, and I, catch and release. I put him back.
This is Frank. By the
Hey,
way.
Frank, look at how chummy he is. He's the best leopard gecko. Look
He's
at
got
you,
a
lizard man.
Yeah, he is.
giant, he's gotten really big. He's gotten a giant tail right now.
He does.
I'm going to tear through this really quick and say hi to a bunch of people. And Lamar, I'm loving your hat. I feel like I should go get mine and we can be hat twinsies.
Well, it's camping. It's camping time, and the hat goes to camping. That's so.
Renee, Crystal, Jane, Suzanne, Sochi, Susan, Regina, Roxanne, Patty, Lisa, Nick, Judy, Dory, Cynthia, Susan. We have another Lisa, Tony Ann.
Hey, Tony Ann.
Sandra, Billy, and Pat, and Steve. Welcome to Happy Hour.
Yes.
And Danielle. Let's make sure I get everybody. And Sherry. And my fellow Sherry. Hello, my friends. And Chris and Ed and Grand Junction and Kathy and Charlotte. We are so glad to see y'all. Cheers, cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
Happy belated birthday, other Sherry, by the way.
Yeah, Sherry just had, she's one of our teacher winners who came to Fort Myers with us. Oh. Yeah, she just had a birthday. And Sherry, if you follow her on Facebook, Sherry Wellman, Sherri. So her dog Dobie had to have surgery, and it was a months-long recovery. And he was so beside himself during the recovery that for the beginning of it, she slept in the living room on the floor next to his crate so that he wouldn't cry so much. The things that like we do for our pets, but the things our pets do for us, like it's not a fair fight. No. They do so much more for us than we do for them. But I felt very bad. Okay, more Crazy Cat Lady. Let me just go on in. Here it is. It's Moo Moo's, that's Esme. It's Moo Moo's 16th birthday, and her cat brother is sick. I not only had like my regular work today, I had a shoot and barely came skidding in the door in time to do happy hour and a bunch of laundry. And poor Moo Moo is like, excuse me, sweet 16, like, where's my limo ride? Let's go to the Eras tour. Catch you later. Catch you later. Hey, Jen.
Pate.
Oh, she got some. One of my book club friends, Nancy, turned me on to, I can't remember if it's canned supermarket brand cat. It's like canned cat food that you can buy anywhere, in prescription. And the label is sort of a lovely aqua. And all the entrees are like Primavera, Florentine. Basically, I look at it and I go, I mean, I put this on a cracker. It'd be better than a lot of what I ate as a kid. So she'll be celebrating with a can of Florentine when this is all over. Yeah, she is missing out on her Sweet 16.
Regina, yes, I am headed out camping. The camper is not fixed. It is total lost, and I've bought a new camper. So I'm headed out tonight.
We thought Lamar was going to be able to do happy hour from the campground tonight where we did Lamar barbecue, but the day got away with us.
Yes.
Got away from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm headed that way soon. Carla said, well, do you just want to wait and go in the morning? No, I want to wake up there. So I want to wake up there.
Question.
Yes.
I remember, now this was when you guys were pretty new at camping.
Yes.
But I remember you and Carla going somewhere with the camper and the struggle to back it into its space. Remember that night?
Yes. Yeah. We've had a few of those.
And the two of you had to agree that we're going to just go to bed a little bit pissed off and we'll start over in the morning. So are you apprehensive about heading out there after a
No. We've gotten a whole lot better. And so, yeah. When we get there, Carla gets out of the truck and she goes to the back and she calls me and I talk to her on the phone and we go, it goes pretty smooth now. Now we've had a couple of times when it was not good. And listen, it's funny to watch people. We'll be sitting out by the fire and a camper will come in and the people get out and you can watch them. And in just a few minutes, just like, what are you doing? I told you left. I mean, it gets crazy.
I have these experiences with Kevin and like Carla. So Carla is princessy, y'all, when it comes to camping, because Carla does not want to rough it at all. No. There will be no roughing it. The closest Carla's going to get to roughing it is off-brand toilet paper. Like there is no roughing it, right?
Yeah, there's no roughing it.
So that's how Carla's princessy. I'll rough it, but at the end of the day, when it's time to camp, I need a fire, I need a cocktail, and I need to sit here and look at the stars. So if you want to be like pacing off and pounding stakes into the ground, you are on your own. That is how I'm princessy.
Yeah. Our biggest all right. When you buy a camper, the bed it comes with is nothing. It's a terrible bed. It's nothing. It's like this thick and it's terrible. So you have to immediately buy a bed. So we had a queen size and this camper has a king size.
Ooh.
So we ordered the mattress and you get a RV king. It's a little bit shorter than a regular king. Basically, it's 82 inches long and it's 72 inches wide. So we get it and it comes in the box, and you cut it open and it flops up. And so you have to let it sit for 24 hours. Well, it was too tight and it was not long enough. So this lays on a wooden platform, and so because it wasn't long enough, a little bit of the wood sticking out. Carla's not having it at all. So we order another one, and this one, it was because it was a king. It really fits in snug, and it's too snug for her to make the bed because it's against the wall. So and so she cannot cram her hand in there to tuck in the top. So she's really ticked about that. So I said, okay. So I've got a paddle now. It's a wooden paddle just for tucking that in. Okay. So no problem. So we have to send that one back. Well, you can't get it back in the box. So they tell you, put it back in the plastic that it came in. Well, I already cut that to pieces getting it out. There was no plastic left. So I had to order a mattress case to ship it back. Okay. And so they come up and they pick it up. They drop off another mattress. So we go put that one in yesterday. And instead of being 72 inches wide, it's 75 inches wide. So when you cram it in there, there's like a hump in the middle. Okay, that's not working. So now we've pulled that one back out And they haven't picked up the other camper that's total lost, and they're just going to junk it. So I went over there, and now I had a really nice mattress, but it was a queen. So I brought the queen over and put it in the new camper. So now we've got about this much on either side. I don't know. I'm tired, and so I've got to repack this other one up and send it back. So I don't know. We're thinking about. I went online. I've got a camping group of the same kind of camper I've got. And went online and I said, what did everybody do for beds? Well, a lot of people bought a new one, but some people kept the mattress that's crappy, but then they bought a really, really nice topper to go on that.
There you go.
And I think that's what we're going to do.
That's the college dorm lifestyle strategy.
God.
The dorm bed is awful, but you put a really nice topper on it, and it turns into like I did that for Karamia, and Karamia's bed at college is the best bed I've ever slept in.
Well, for a mattress for that kind of money, you can get a great topper. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can get a nice topper. So I think we're going to try that. I'm tired of wrapping up beds and sending them back. It's a pain. It's a pain. So,
Janelle popped in to say she's having a really bad day and she wants everybody to enjoy happy hour. Girl, come sit next to me. It's not just today. It's just been a rough couple of days. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not a damn thing, apparently. It's that time of the year. It's just so pressured. It's so pressured. And if I had to, I'm gonna be real, Lamar. If I were faced with having to find and return as many mattresses as you and Carla are, it'd be a bonfire. You would see the smoke from your house.
Hey, I saw something today. I was watching this TV show, and this is a great saying. This is a terrible day in a wonderful life.
Yeah, you have rough ones sometimes.
A terrible day in a wonderful life. So.
You have rough ones, and I am not a fan of toxic positivity. Like, I think that sometimes when people are going through it, what they need is for you to sit right next to them and put your arm around them and go, God, yeah, let me hear it. Because this idea that, you're always going to be like looking on the bright side, it's nice on paper, but it's not helpful in reality. Sometimes you need a good cry. Sometimes you need to be mad. Sometimes you need to process. And it doesn't make you ungrateful, right? For your life. It doesn't make you unappreciative of your blessings. You're just being a person.
Sometimes you have to stop and feel extremely sorry for yourself. And if that means boo-hooing it out for 30 minutes, go at it. When all that's said and done, go wash your face, straighten your shit up, and go do your business. But you got to
get back to it. Yeah.
You got to take some time. Because, sometimes you just get to mope and cry and bitch and moan. And, that's part of it. It's part of it.
People are, one of the, and it is toxic positivity in our culture, is this idea that, hey, but there's somebody out there that has it worse. Yes, there is somebody that has it worse.
It's always true. It's always
true. There's
a
handful of folks that have it better, right? It is not reasonable or good for your mental health to constantly be beating yourself up for not feeling perfect all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Where'd Frank go? I was about to say Karamia. Heather's reptile was sitting on your chest just a second ago.
Oh, he was getting ready to crawl across my desk, and I can't watch the chat and where he's going.
Oh, so no, we can't have that.
He's very active right now.
Kat, to answer your question, we're not bubbling around. If it's bubbling around, it's on your end. It's not ours, I don't think.
Lamar, you are popping a little bit, but that may be the connectivity down your way. Guys, there's only so much we can do about Spectrum. They're doing some internal work, from what I understand, on different areas in North and South Carolina. So things are, for a good while, going to be a little bit weird
If Netflix can't get it together for the Tyson fight, I imagine Spectrum can have some problems too.
Yeah.
So. Did you guys watch the Tyson
yes.
Jake Paul fight? So it was, I should have understood that it would be an all night, like super late thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was me and Uncle Sparkles. Everybody else had gone to bed. And it was me and Uncle Sparkles, Carrie and Elizabeth, and my oldest son, Andrew, Kevin and Russell, watching the Tyson Jake Paul fight and all the fights that led up to it. What do you call them? The opening rounds or cards or whatever.
Yeah. Preliminaries,
yeah. So we're sitting there and these two guys are like, they're punching each other and they're hugging each other. And one of them is wearing like a black and pink sort of Aztec-y kind of Trojan skirt, which I thought was very classy. You know the one I'm talking about.
That was a great fight. I mean,
I can't really ever tell, but I look over at Andrew and I'm like, hey, I bet the last 4 people you thought you'd watch this fight with are me, Sparkles, Carrie, and Elizabeth. And he goes, yeah, you got that right. Definitely landed that. I watched as long as I could, but it was such a mess, Lamar. It was Netflix just jacked it up so bad.
Yeah, we went out and come back a couple of times and got it sort of squared away. Ours wasn't terrible. I mean, it was fine. It was fine. Just talking about the Thanksgiving pizza. I've hunted that thing down. Harris Teeter does not have it. Nobody. I can't find it.
Are you talking about
found it and tried it?
What did he say?
He said it's really good. Damn it. He said to me, hey, you know that Thanksgiving pizza that Lamar was talking about? I was like, yeah, it's like all the things. He goes, yeah, I found it. And I tried it, and it's really good. Do not you barf on Kevin's pool table. Oh, do not do that. Oh, there's. Hang on, Mama needs a drink. Hang on.
Oh, gosh.
Can you hear it?
Yep. Oh.
That's not an easy stain to
I
get
guess
out.
The cat didn't like the sound of Thanksgiving pizza.
So in the past, what is today? Thursday. So in the past 48 hours, our sick cat has peed on Kevin's bed and thrown up on his favorite blanket.
Oh, God.
And now Larry Munson's working a hairball on the pool table.
God.
Oh.
Okay.
Anybody that doesn't have pets, they just don't get it.
No.
Oh, Jane Stevens is having a margarita out of a bottle. That's my girl. Who needs a freaking glass? It's just one more thing you have to wash. You just go ahead and slam that bitch right out of the bottle. Amy Pressler says, as a counselor, if you're having hard times, feelings need to be validated and just be heard. Sit with them and let them know how much you care. Yeah. Like, don't be telling people, oh, turn that frown upside down, or, at least you're on the right side of the dirt nap or whatever. Like, can you let people have a moment?
Yeah.
Can we do that? Anyway, so back to the frozen Thanksgiving pizza. Where did Sparkles find it? I think he found
Kroger has it, but Kroger owns, and so we don't have a Kroger. I was up in Raleigh this past weekend. There's no Kroger's up there. There's Harris Teeter's, but we went into the Harris Teeter and I asked them about it, and they pulled it up and they said, well, we don't have it. We see it, but we don't have it. So I'm going to try some other Harris Teeter's down now, especially since it's good.
Listen, and Rick's a foodie. Sparkles is a foodie. Like, he's not, somebody that's just going to unhinge his jaw and shovel whatever in. He's
yeah.
He's a great cook, and he really knows like food. And he was surprised. He was like, he confessed it. He leaned in and he said, it was good. Like, it was a shameful.
Yeah.
Like a shameful thing. Hello, Julie Brown in Willow, Alaska. Are you guys getting pounded? Is it blizzardy up there in Willow right now? Suzanne Banks says, let people vent and get it off their chest. Doesn't make it better, but it does help. You know what helps about letting people vent? No, just talking about it doesn't solve it. But you listening
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You listening is what makes it better. You looking that person in the eye and going, yeah, that sounds like a rough go.
Yeah.
It does make you feel better. Now, Mary is having Michelob Ultra infusions.
What's it infused with? Is it the prickly pear, or is it?
Ooh.
I mean,
She
there's
said
some
it's like
different ones.
oh, I thought she said a bear meets a White Claw. No, a beer meets
Beer
a
meets a
White
white
Claw.
claw.
I love a prickly pear. I love pear flavored things. That sounds really good.
Yeah. We
Do
sold
you,
a lot of it.
do you hear the meowing? I'm down here.
Where are you? Where are you, mother?
We
Ooh,
were
it was
recording.
18 2 mornings ago, and we have about a foot and a half of snow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it is wintertime in Alaska. Max and I, what day was it, Lamar? Max and I were recording an upcoming True Weird Stuff episode, and Charles was our featured guest. I don't think there's any way for Max to edit him out. He meowed for the entire time. Kimberly Flukes has 2 dogs over the age of 12. Between the lack of appetite and the falling over, you would think they were drunk. Yeah. Been there. Probably going back there. So let me ask, who here feels like, yeah, Thanksgiving, let's do this? Because I feel like it was just Halloween.
It was
2
just
days ago.
Halloween.
I'm not at all here for this. I'm not ready for this.
I'm doing non-traditional Thanksgiving food because I eat turkey all the time because I can't have pork, so it's not special. So I decided I'm gonna do a corned beef because that is something I enjoy and it is special. And the last time I made it in the Instapot and it came out so good.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never made corned beef.
it's very good. It's really good. Like I said, the Instapot recipe was amazing. I think I'd eat a gallon of it by myself, which if you're, having Thanksgiving the way I am, you'd probably have to eat the gallon of it by yourself.
Are you cooking for your grandma?
No, I think my parents and my uncle, they'll bring stuff by. So they usually bring things from their Thanksgiving.
I'm not doing turkey. I haven't done turkey for the past couple of years.
You did Cornish hens last year, didn't you?
Yep. And those were so popular that I'm going to do those again. And I'm looking currently right now. I'm looking for. I don't know if it exists the way I feel it in my imagination, but I'm looking for like a pumpkin spice sour cream pound cake recipe because I think that would be really yummy. So I haven't found that yet, but I'm looking for it. Oh, and I just want to let me read a couple of things that went by. Kiana said, sometimes you need a pity party. If it's bad, we do one night of sulking and then get back at it. We give each other permission to do it alone in your room or together with reruns or movies and cuddles. I love that. I mean, and that is teaching your kids that feelings are there's no value judgment on feelings. Good feelings, bad feelings, they're just something that we feel and that we work our way through.
Yep.
Erica Wolf says, hey girl. Hey Erica. Erica says, I'm super excited because my husband's brothers and our niece are coming in and we're hoping to take the chillins to see Moana. Oh, I can't wait to see Wicked. But I can't see Wicked this weekend because I have to wait to see Wicked with my girls.
Oh,
I'm going to see it Sunday with Clay. Yeah.
Ooh, so you'll review it?
Yeah.
Review it next week?
I mean, how can it not be great? I mean, I saw the play and I saw it in New York and it was just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wicked. So I read the Gregory Maguire book that the musical, I love Gregory Maguire. I read the book that the musical is based on. And I had never liked The Wizard of Oz because as a kid, it scared me so much. But
God, Wicked, I hated The Wizard of Oz.
Wicked opened the door for me to The Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Because them flying monkeys, I'm done. Flying monkeys, nope. Had to cut it off. Couldn't do it.
I took the girls when they were little. Every time the Wicked traveling show would come through, I would get like matinee tickets and take Olivia and Karamia to see it. And I would just be in tears the whole time. It's such an incredible story of female friendship and discovery of like who you are as a woman. It's so powerful. And it's so beautifully imagined. Like all of the things that L. Frank Baum did in The Wizard of Oz, Gregory Maguire like next leveled each and every one of those. And I'm so excited for the movie.
I'm excited for the movie because the play was great, absolutely great. But the movie will be able to do so much more with it. I mean, the play, I mean, nothing was missing, but the movie's going to be able to take it to another level, I think.
I watched a really fun clip on YouTube. I should have shared it. I didn't even think about it, but it was behind the scenes on the making of Wicked. And the actors and the director made the decision before they started filming that they would sing everything live as they rolled. Because
really?
Yes, like in a Broadway show, because the way that the director explained it was in a musical, the songs are propelling the story. It's not like the story and some songs. The songs are actually telling you the story. And if you really want to convey like all of the spontaneity and emotion and all of that, you got to sing it. And there were some in this thing I watched on YouTube, they were on set with the actors and they were doing like Popular, and Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were singing Popular together, and they were singing it live to film. And that doesn't happen very often, right? And like, how cool is that? That it, when you see the movie, think about
Ed
that.
Erdley has just told me something I did not know. It's in 2 parts.
Yes.
Part 2 comes out in a year. I'm glad to know that. See, now you've saved me from being really pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I'm thinking this is going to be done and it ends up and the lights come on, and I'm mad. You know.
No, so the movie ends. If you've seen the musical, Defying Gravity ends the act. Defying Gravity ends the movie. And then this time next year it picks up. Hey, Meg Mills, will you please read another book? When we did the Velveteen Rabbit. Yeah, I did. I went through a spell on the Oddcast where I read bedtime stories for kids because apparently my voice puts children to sleep. I'll do another one, I promise.
Yeah.
Let me find one because I like to make them kid friendly. So let me find one. Marlene Clegg, I know nothing about Wicked. Should I go? Yes. In a nutshell, here we go. Yeah. If you've seen The Wizard of Oz, The Wizard of Oz kind of begins with the Wicked Witch of the West being crushed by the house. And here comes Dorothy and Toto, and Dorothy takes her shoes. That's where The Wizard of Oz begins. Wicked is everything that happened before.
Yeah.
So we get the origin story of Elphaba, and you couldn't pay me to spoil the big reveal in Wicked. But we get
Billy Privet. I have no idea. Idea Billy Privet. I don't know. It's been a few years.
It is the reveal at the end of Wicked in the book and in the musical is a punch in your whole face.
Not going to be really good that Bob does not know that and hadn't seen it. It's really good.
Oh yeah, this isn't for Bob.
Yeah,
this isn't for Bob.
He would be telling.
Did anybody else in the chat grow up watching The Wizard of Oz on TV every Thanksgiving? Because it used to come on every Thanksgiving.
On a Sunday night.
And being really scared.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
Everything was going great. And that witch, God, she was awesome. She was terrifying, but them dang monkeys. I couldn't get over the monkeys.
But here's the thing about what Gregory Maguire did with Wicked. In The Wizard of Oz, the monkeys are terrifying. But in Wicked, in the backstory of Elphaba, the monkeys are her friends. The monkeys are a force for good. Yeah. Have you read the sequel books too? Yeah, I've read all of the Gregory Maguire books. I got to meet him, and it was just like such a
really.
Yeah, he was a featured author at an event I do every year for the Library Foundation, and they brought me 1 year. And when I found out Gregory Maguire was coming, I couldn't sleep. It was like Santa Claus. I felt like an 8-year-old. I was so excited. Yeah, if you hated The Wizard of Oz, you won't hate Wicked. It's
great.
It's a whole different thing. But look at all these people. Everyone, one right after another, were terrified by the Wizard.
Yes, it was a scary thing. It really was. I mean,
why do you think that was? And set this flying monkeys aside. Why do you think that was for so many people so scary? Was it the witch?
The witch was very, very. That woman, I'm sure she was typecast after that. I mean, she was great in that. She was. I don't know.
I think it had a lot to do with the color change and the tone change. Anytime the wizard was on screen, it would get noticeably darker.
I told you this story. If y'all seen The Wizard of Oz, this is a quick story. When I was shooting weddings, I had a lady that she made the theme of her daughter's wedding. Her daughter wanted the theme of Wizard of Oz. And so she came in and we put her in front of a green screen, and she had a dog just like Toto. And so we filmed her in front of the green screen and did all of this. So when the bat mitzvah started, everything's in black and white and everything's happening. And when the girl opens the door, the girl that was doing the bat mitzvah, she steps through the door with Toto. It was unbelievable.
That's cool.
It was bad. They had a house laying on a witch with the legs sticking out. All the lights in the room where the party was changed to emerald green. I mean, it was tremendous. It was tremendous.
Lamar, have you been to the Land of Oz up on Beach Mountain in Western North Carolina?
I have not. Is it great?
It is so cool. So back in the day, somebody with money and a dream built an entire little theme park on top of Beach Mountain based on the Wizard of Oz. And it went under. And now they only open it once a year in September for a few weeks. And you have to, tickets sell out. So you have to go online like in July or whatever and get your tickets. But it's so spectacular because what they do, Lamar, they hire actors from New York, like Broadway caliber.
Really?
Actors. And I have video like you wouldn't believe it. These actors are playing Dorothy, Toto, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Munchkins, the Wizard, all of it. They have the trees. They've got it all. And they're singing and dancing and performing, but you are there on the yellow brick road going to see the Wizard with these characters that are performing. So you enter the park like this. You come into the Land of Oz, and it's a big, kind of like festival in Kansas where Dorothy lives. And you head into Dorothy's house. And as you go into Dorothy's house, the tornado hits. And you come through Dorothy's house and the wind is blowing and shutters are slamming and all of that. And as you come out of Dorothy's house, you're in Oz. And there's the yellow brick road.
Wow.
And it ends with you make your journey and you're getting yelled at by, it's very Rocky Horror. It's very interactive. The guards are yelling at you who protect the Wicked Witch, and the flying monkeys are mean. And, Dorothy and Toto are skipping ahead of you on the yellow brick road. It's like an acid trip. And it ends in this room where you're finally going to meet the Wizard. And when the curtain comes back and the Wizard is there, it is so hard to not sit and cry. Even if like I was never a Wizard of Oz person till Wicked, but it's so incredibly well done and so emotional. And it is literally a handful of days every year. You and Carla should take the camper up there. I'll remind you this year when tickets go on.
Yes. I will check that out. That
up there.
Really cool.
Oh my God. Kevin and I went and we had to be dragged away. It was so much fun. Look, Marlene Clegg went when she was a kid. The tornado effects are so crazy good because you're like, oh, it's the county fair. And then the whole house, as you're moving through the house is like transforming. And when you walk out of the house, you guys, you walk out into the beautiful, bright Oz sunshine. And there's the Wicked Witch under the house, and you can see her shoes.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Well, I knew nothing about Wicked except it was supposed to be good. And this has been 4 or 5. When it was first on Broadway, and so I knew I was going to give Carla this for Christmas. So I went online like in June or something like that, and I did research. I searched for what is considered the 2 best seats in the house, and I found 4 websites that named these 2 seats. So I called ahead and I got those seats for January or something like that. And so we go to this thing, and I mean, it's great. I mean, it is great. The seats are great. But right before the thing started, they said, you can go over here and get a cocktail. And this has been 5 or 6 years ago. So we go over there and order the cocktail. And he said, "What do you want?" I said, give me a Crown on the Rocks. And he said, "Do you want to double that?" I said, "Absolutely, I do." He hands me this cup. It was $36.
Yikes.
$36. And I said, "Are you sure of the price?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. A double Crown is $36. He said, "But think about this. You've got a green cup with a witch's hat for the top and a straw coming out." I said, "For $36, I would have really liked to have a crystal glass that I could take home." I mean, $36.
Yeah.
I said, "Welcome to New York." But it was great. God, it was mesmerizing. It was just great. It really was.
It's one of those things, like, some people, look, if you don't like musicals, you don't like musicals, and that's your prerogative, right?
I will tell you right now that I hate musicals.
You hate
every
musicals?
one I've ever been to. I have loved every second of it. So sooner or later, I got to stop saying I hate musicals, because I've never not enjoyed a musical.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Oh my
just
God.
great. They're great.
Wicked, Les Mis, Mary
Yeah.
Poppins, Cats. Even not the movie Cats. The movie Cats is an abomination unto the eyes of the Lord and needs to be killed with fire. But the musical Cats.
Musical
Now
Cats
you're
is
talking.
good. Yeah.
Although, can I tell you guys, the first time I saw Cats, it was with Bob. And he leans over to me. This is so long ago. Oh my God. We had just started working together. He leans over to me and he said, Sheri, yeah, what is it? And he said, what the expletive deleted is a jellicle cat. We're done, folks. The whole premise is the cat's jellicle name. If you're not on board with that, it's just a bunch of grown people dressed up as kitty cats meowing and prancing around. Oh my God, he hated it with a white hot.
I can only imagine.
Then we went, Bob and I went to see the, oh my God, it's like Gilbert and Sullivan. It's like this operetta on a ship. And the actors are like, "Oh, we're setting sail in the sun. They're setting sail in the sun. Oh, we're setting sail in the sun." Bob is the whole time he's in my ear. He's sitting on my right-hand side and he's in my ear. And he's just nonstop stream of consciousness about how much he hates this operetta about the ship. I don't even know what it was about because I was listening to him the whole time. Yep.
The last musical I had time to see, I think my cousin and I went to see Cinderella. The Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella production. Oh, yeah. It was so good. I mean, it was so good. It was gorgeous.
When Olivia and Karamia were tiny, like 8 and 6 maybe, we saw Mary Poppins on Broadway.
Oh.
And at the end of the show, like a Saturday matinee, because they're, 6 and 8-year-olds, they're not party animals. And, we didn't have like the best seats in the house. We were right smack in the middle of whatever. But at the end of Mary Poppins, Mary opens her umbrella and flies away. Remember in the movie?
Yeah.
Well, in the Broadway show, she flies away by flying over the audience.
Oh,
disappearing behind you. Mary Poppins flew right over top of us. And the looks on my daughter's faces made everything. Every Every penny, every minute of the drive, everything. It was so good. Yeah. Oh, Amy Reynolds. I remember when you and Bob sent tickets to Angels Over America to the pastor that was protesting the bird cage. We're kind of assholes that way. That doesn't. It really does sound like us. Lamar, have you seen the Book of Mormon?
Yes. Yes.
That is a great show. That is
Yeah.
a freaking hilarious show.
Yeah, it really is.
So, Lamar, as a high school kid, were you not in any of the school plays? You seemed like the kid that would be in Bye Bye Birdie.
No. I don't know why. That just, I don't know. And it wasn't a big thing at my school. It really wasn't a big thing. So, that was not the deal. We had the choir, we had the band, we had all that stuff. And we did have the plays, but I don't know. I don't know.
That shocks me because I know you're not technically a theater kid, but you are a performer and a showman. And could you not see him in Bye Bye Birdie or one of the standards of high school theater departments, right?
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. I don't know. Because I was in sports. I did a lot of sports and stuff in high school. So, I mean, that was, and worked on top of that.
Well,
So.
And you were also a top appliance salesman, I guess.
Yes. Yes, I was.
You can't do everything in a day, right?
I can't do it all. I cannot do it all. Hey, did you go to, I haven't seen it when it's come around here, but did you see The Lion King on Broadway?
I saw the traveling show. I took my kids to the traveling show. Magical.
I'm sure it was great too. The thing about the one at Broadway is for the first 15 minutes, I could see the people underneath the animal things for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, those people disappeared to me, and all I could see was the animal things that they were. I mean, oh my gosh. That was unbelievable.
Allison Bell said you would be so Guys and Dolls. Oh my God, you would have made such a great Sky Masterson. To be able to go back in time and do it differently. Yeah. And you don't like, I don't know if you sing, but I feel like you could do sit down.
Oh no. Listen, I sing about like you sing.
Okay? Nothing's that bad. Sir, nothing.
Listen, I'm telling you, in church, if I'm not careful, people turn around and go, what? I mean, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And I can get cracking in church now.
There are certain hymns.
Carl's like moving away from me.
Yeah, like Eagle's Wings. Even like there are certain hymns that even though like I really should not try to make a joyful noise with this voice, but you can't stop yourself. Yeah, I feel it. Ooh, Kat Kane's husband just brought her a Coca-Cola Icy with cherry on top. That's a good husband.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. And Regina was Annie in the Girl Scout play, and her mama made the dress.
Oh, that's cool.
I did a lot of theater in high school, and my top role, my starring role, the highest I ever went in theater I was the Lorax because I was the only one small enough to pop out of the tree.
Do you remember any of your lines?
I remember, I'm the Lorax, I speak for the trees, and the whole bit. If I really think about it, I can remember it, but it was a good time.
I'm so proud of you. That's one of my favorite Dr. Seuss books.
I love the Lorax.
I love the Lorax too.
It always makes me giggle quite a bit to think about that was the peak of my existence was being the Lorax.
I was on the stage crew all 4 years of high school because I liked all the behind the scenes, like set building and painting. And I love, and it's still true today, like there's a different kind of energy when you're backstage at a concert or an event or whatever. I love that. But there were a couple of theater kids in my high school that were all in. And there is nothing like a 15 or 16-year-old theater kid that is all in.
While I was in Raleigh this last weekend, friends of ours, we went and their daughter was in a play. And the main guy in the play, listen, this guy, and I asked her after the play, I said, is he pursuing this? And she goes, oh, no, this is it. This is his deal. I'm gonna keep track of him because one day I'm gonna see this cat because I'm telling you, he was tremendous, and you could tell it was just, it was everything to him. It was amazing to watch him.
You do see sometimes, like early on, you see a person who clearly is going to be a star. So the theater program at Temple in Philly, where I did my undergraduate work, graduated some insane people. Bob Saget. These were
Oh yeah.
These were folks that were a few years ahead of me. So like Bob Saget had already graduated by the time I started. But all of these incredible people had gone to the theater program at Temple. Many of them ended up in big Hollywood movies. If anybody watches Abbott Elementary, the creator of that is a Temple graduate. Like, it's an incredible theater program. Yeah, where it was so wild. There was an actor, Tom Sizemore. He got into big trouble with drugs, and he really hit the skids. But Tom Sizemore was like, you could tell that he had the it factor, even like as a freshman in college. I had a professor who told me, I took a couple of theater classes just for fun. And I had a professor who told me that there were a couple of students that he had taught that he was waiting to see on the big screen. And one of them was Tom Sizemore. Yeah.
Listen, I watched him on some movies, and he was great. He was great.
His demons, it happens.
Yeah, it did. I saw the question. I missed the name. You're asking about holiday drinks or holiday cocktails or whatever. Last year, I had never been an eggnog person. Done. I wouldn't even think about this. And Sheri got on me about the eggnog, and now I cannot wait for the eggnog to start. I cannot wait.
They're selling lactose-free eggnog, and I'm kind of excited. I've never had eggnog, but I can't do a whole lot of dairy, so I'm going to try it this year, I think.
I can't think of the name of this one because I looked it up because if I was going to drink it, I wanted to get like the thing. And so you can only find it at somewhere like Whole Foods or whatever. But oh my gosh, it was so good. It really was so good. I've missed the boat on that for many, many, many years. So I'm looking forward to that.
I was super shocked when you confessed that you were not an eggnog man. No. Of all the people,
I had never had
for you.
The only time I had it, somebody had put rum in it, and I just didn't like it.
Bourbon and nutmeg.
God, man, oh man, yeah.
So Lamar, I thought of you because this year at Verse and Vino, which is our big event for the library, one of the authors we featured was Ed Brown, who has written a book called Bourbon Land. So he's a famous chef.
Yeah.
Just famous chef. He's a Korean American man who grew up in like Brooklyn, but he ended up in Kentucky, and he just fell in love with Kentucky, the people, the place. Kentucky's so beautiful, and bourbon. And so he's written a book about the history of bourbon, and there are recipes in there for both foods and cocktails, and you learn all about how bourbon was made. And you would love, 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 love this. And one of the things that he says is his favorite bourbon is what's in his hand. Because if you enjoy bourbon, I mean, unless it's like rock gut piss, like if you enjoy bourbon, you don't need Pappy Van Winkle to have a great glass of bourbon.
No. You can take $45 and get a nice bottle of bourbon. And unless your palate is something special, I mean,
He has some recipes in there. I've tried a handful of them. So when Kevin and I celebrated our anniversary this year, it was at a restaurant in Wilmington, shouting out GNI, our listeners in Wilmington. And it was a brown butter old fashioned. And what they did was they made a bourbon brown butter, and then use that to infuse the cocktail. And that recipe is in Ed's book. It's called Bourbon Land. If you have someone in your life that enjoys like a bourbon or a brown liquor, what an awesome Christmas gift this would be, seriously. Because it's everything. It's cookbook, storybook, it's funny, it's interesting. And here's what I learned, Lamar, you probably already know this. I learned that when the settlers came to America, the colonists, they came from, England and Ireland and Germany and Scotland and all of that. The Irish had a tradition of Irish whiskey, and the Scottish had a tradition of Scottish whiskey,
Yes.
Scotch. But they come to America, and here now they're in Kentucky, right? And they can't quite make it the way they made it back home. They have different ingredients. Everything's different. The water's different. The grain is different. Everything's different. So they basically invented bourbon, which is a completely American drink.
Yeah.
Completely American drink. And the history of bourbon, I didn't know any of this. The history of bourbon is kind of the history of the settlement of America by these colonists who came to the New World.
What's the name of that book? What's the name of the book?
Bourbon Land by Edward Lee, Chef Edward Lee. So good. And I think, isn't Looney a bourbon drinker, your brother-in-law?
No, oh gosh, no. He's a beer guy. It drives him. Yeah, he can't. No. He'll drink something sweet as far as that goes, but like I don't know. No. He won't touch it. Won't touch it. Can't even. No. Ooh, it just drives him nuts.
I always thought that I think because of too many movies, that you weren't really a fully grown, sophisticated adult woman until you could drink a brown liquor drink.
That's true.
And I had a hard time with that. And so I had to get on that program a few years ago and really work on my brown liquor. And now I just like, oh my God, I've wasted so much time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We have a question. How's your cookbook coming along, Lamar?
It's coming. In fact, me and Carla's going to be working on that a little bit while we're camping. That's the reason I bought this camper, because it's got a full-size stove and a full-size oven and a full-size refrigerator. It doesn't have that camping stuff. It's got the full-size stuff. So we're working on some of that this weekend.
Ooh, let me read what Kiana said. Bourbon is whiskey with water that is moved through limestone. You cannot have a true bourbon without the limestone water, which is why it's only from Kentucky.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Lamar, do you know what branch, when people say like bourbon and branch, do you know what that is?
It's water, bourbon and water.
Like, do they float a stick in it? Like,
no, they're just trying to find a fancy way to say water.
Bourbon, because doesn't that sound like super, like,
Oh yeah, on Dallas, the TV show Dallas, that he would come in and say, "What do you want? Give me a bourbon and branch." That was a cool whatever.
So it's just water. It's not even like water that you marinated a steak in?
No, because a branch is just a creek, It's it's just a creek. So bourbon and branch.
Oh, they don't mean tree branches.
No, they mean water. Now, if I'm wrong on that, but no.
Hang on, I'm making a note to get out of the house more, because clearly people aren't drinking stick water and send. There we go.
Patty Wood Williams, I do agree with you about neat only, but sometimes if you'll take a teaspoon of water and put it in there, it opens it up sometimes. Sometimes some's different, but some bourbon and no, I know some scotch opens up just a little bit if you put just a touch of water in there.
How about if you drop in, I don't know, a maraschino cherry and an orange slice? How about that?
Don't hurt a damn thing.
I can't. I'm not like, okay, that's not true. I can drink like a single malt scotch neat. Yeah, I can do that. I can drink scotch neat, but so far in my brown liquor journey, I'm really looking for that cherry and that piece of orange in my refrigerator. So, Lamar, we know what Heather's got going for Thanksgiving. How about you?
Well, it turns out it's funny because all the kids are going in different directions now. Alex, and her Eric and grandbaby's coming. We thought Clay was coming, but it's his girlfriend's birthday on that day, and they're going to do something. So basically, it's going to be me and Carla, and we've got a couple of other people that's coming. My ex-wife and Bill, they're coming. Um, and a good friend of ours is coming. So we're just going to have mostly, and another couple that Carla met when she sold them a house, and they've just become really good friends. We'll go out to eat with them a couple of times a month. So it's going to be but every one of these people are going to bring something very good to eat. So that's workable for me.
Oh, that's really working. Yeah.
And I think I'm going to smoke the turkey. So
no, that's really good. That's good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Now you having a big crowd? Y'all sing last weekend though, didn't you?
Well, we did our big annual family thing last weekend in Dollywood.
Yeah.
We'll have probably, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 people for Thanksgiving. And then Christmas Eve gets wild again, too. I don't know why. Usually I'm just so all about the holidays. I think I'm just like a little tired, honestly.
Yeah.
Fatigue makes a difference. It really, really does.
I think I'm just a little run down. I haven't been sleeping well. And well, now, I'm playing cat nurse. So that's awesome. Heather last night, because Tiberius, the little sickly cat, had to be in his hospital crate in the living room. I told Kevin, I don't want to leave him out here because if anything happens, I won't hear him. So I'm going to sleep on the couch. So I got my jammies and got myself all settled on the couch and pulled up a movie. And about 20 minutes later, here comes Kevin with his pillow and his blanket. And we both slept on the couch next to the ailing cat hospital bed. And that's awesome. Isn't that romantic? Except if we're both exhausted, nobody gets to play the high card.
But I love his support, and I love that he supported Tiberius through his night in the hospital.
Yeah, and I was like, Kev, go to bed. You don't know if you're out here, I have to be out here. Ooh, that's so romantic. Except if the situation was reversed, I think I want to be in my bed. But now I can't be. Now he has this is all marriages, y'all, is one endless like game of chess. Now he's up the ante. He has sacrificed himself for the sickly cat. So now the next time something comes up and he's like, you know what? That's fine. I'll just sleep in the driveway in the rain. I'm going to have to get my pillow.
Sleep in the driveway.
Carla has no problem with this. If she is sick, I have to sleep in the spare room. If I am sick, I have to sleep in the spare room. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah. If I start sniffling, she'll go, well, I think you may have to sleep in the other room. And she's throwing her guts up. And I said, well, maybe. She goes, no, you need to go ahead and sleep in the other room. So I'm in the other room. Yeah. She's in our bed, buddy. Yeah, she's not. No. Like camping. She's not roughing it. Okay. She's not roughing it.
Rachel Wheat says they cook 50 pounds of turkey, tons of food. I make 72 deviled eggs with all the windows open in the house. I could not imagine making 72 deviled eggs.
And I can imagine eating those. God, I love them. If she's the same one that said she's got 43 people coming.
Holy mackerel.
This is the smallest crowd we've had in a long time, which is not a problem for me. But see, listen, Carla's not too worried about it. Her and Alex are leaving for Vegas the day after Thanksgiving. Mm. Alex has a continuing education thing for veterinarians, and she mentioned to Carla that she was going to Vegas, and Carla was all in for that. So they're going to Vegas for a few days.
So you get like you and Darby, just
me and Darby. Yeah, we're gonna be hanging out. So.
Well, Lamar, Adam Parker says, I'm always delegated to the spare.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel you, Adam. I feel your pain, brother. I really do.
What you going to review tomorrow on the regular show?
What am I doing? Red One. Santa Claus's Bodyguard. This is great. It's awesome. It's awesome. Don't believe anything you read in the critics, because the critics are like, "Oh, this is not any good." No, they're wrong. They got to stick up their butt. I'm telling you, no. This is great. It's fun. It's great. And if you've got like a 13, 14-year-old, the kids will love it. The action is great. It's funny. It's Santa Claus. It's great. It's absolutely great.
Don't you think that a movie, so I haven't seen Red One yet because I was waiting for your review, but don't you think sometimes with a movie like this, the initial reaction is knee jerk, like, ew, hate it. And then it becomes a holiday classic and everyone's like, why did we hate that? That's actually kind of good.
Well, when you look at Rotten Tomatoes, the critics are saying 33%, which is a terrible rating, but the audience is saying 90%. That's because they're just going in, paying some money, and having a great time. That's what it's all about. I mean, we're not here to learn a lesson. We're not here to get our life changed. We're here to be entertained. And you can't beat The Rock. I mean, you can't beat The Rock. I'm sorry.
You know, that I agree with you. Like, there are some movies where, you know, what's that movie? Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
We should probably aim for the moon with Saving Private Ryan.
Yes. And it changes us, and it makes us think about things, and it makes us realize, I'm telling you, you don't have to, every movie doesn't have to make you realize something, okay? It can just entertain you, and that's what this does. So.
Oh no, we lost Sheri.
Oh, Sheri left.
See, I feel that way about Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Is it a cinematic masterpiece? Probably not, but it's one of my favorite Halloween movies that ever existed.
Every movie cannot be an award winner. I just need something that the time flies by. I laugh a lot. I'm excited about some action, and I've had a good time. And I took Carla and another couple with us. So there's 4 of us, and we all said the same thing. Man, that was great. I mean, it really was. So, you know.
It looks like it might have the feel of the original Santa Claus, which I really enjoy those Santa Claus movies.
Well, J.K. Simmons, he can play anything, and he's Santa Claus, and it's really, really, really good. So, no, it's really good.
I'm trying to see, guys, if Sheri can make it right back. Here we go.
Is she coming?
It couldn't handle.
Where did you go? Where did you go?
I don't know. I didn't realize I was gone, and I'm like trying to ask you a question, and then I looked up and went, don't see my face. I think that's a bad sign.
Margaret, thank you so much. There's no such thing as a bad camping weekend. It's going to be awesome. Not a problem. Thank you so much.
Lamar, don't you think that any movie that opens with the basic premise of Santa's security team should be allowed to just be fun? And it doesn't
Yes. And if you're Santa, who are you going to hire besides Dwayne Johnson? That's who you want. That's the man. That's who you want.
That's who you get. Yeah. So Red One tomorrow with the People's Movie Critic. Yes. Tomorrow's Talking Lamar episode is called Give Me Back My Beer.
Yep.
And tomorrow's New True Weird Stuff episode is called Dark Twinning. And we're going to take a look at the very peculiar and shocking lives of the celebrity infertility gynecologist twins, Stuart and Cyril Marcus. Ooh, Lamar, do you remember a movie way back in the day called Dead Ringers starring Jeremy Irons playing both roles?
Yes.
That's based on that movie, which was very stylized. And the Amazon series with Rachel Weisz is based on a true story. But this is one of those cases where the truth is wilder even than the movie. Man, and so Dark Twinning is a story of what happens when 2 identical twins never really become 2 separate people. And then they become the pioneers and the rock stars of the beginning of infertility treatment in America. But you know, if you're an identical twin and you can't live without your brother, things might get kind of squirrely. That's the New True Weird Stuff. So, y'all, we won't be here with you next Thursday because next Thursday's Thanksgiving. And we just hope that you have a really good holiday and that you enjoy being with your people. And for all of you who are working in parades, volunteering at missions and soup kitchens, we salute you and happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Lamar, you got anything for the folks before we roll?
Listen. Eat all you can. Eat all you can and lay down. Get that food coma going. Don't worry about nothing else. You'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. That's what I'm going to do.
Can I tell you? That's the kind of advice America wants to hear.
Damn right.
Eat all you can and then lay down.
That's it. That's the
That
secret
is
to
the
happiness. Good night.
spirit of
Y'all have a great
Thanksgiving.
time.
We
Happy
love
Thanksgiving.
y'all. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you later.
Okay, we're clear.